Okay, let's try this out. Stay. Okay, I'm gonna try with, oh crap, music. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna turn off the music for a second. There we go. Hi everybody. So I'm gonna try first. This is the first time trying this, but there are artificial light in the room. Since it's very dark outside, it's evening, I need to get a video ready for tomorrow, and I have so many different things I wanted to do. There's some things that I'm already doing and recording, but I don't think I'm gonna actually be able to finish them. So here, I've wanted to do the cheap art supply challenge for a really long time, and I probably wouldn't be able to make a sketch and color it for tomorrow in good time, because there are so many other things that I really should be doing. So I'm going to take a sketch that I've already got, since this one is not colored yet. Yeah, I really like this drawing, so I hope I don't ruin it. And I promise you guys will see me sketch someday. I'm just not, yeah, not comfortable yet, and I'm gonna be sitting really awkward. I have to be sitting like really awkward, for me at least, when I'm recording, so yeah, that's why you haven't seen me sketch it. Anyway, cheap art supply challenge is the thing I want to be doing for you guys, and I'm going to be using this. I'm just checking if it's in frame. This is one of those kits color sets thingies you can get with, I'm going to open this one. With, there are oil pastels, there are regular crayons. Sorry, I have two of these. The other one is full with this. There are markers and watercolors and a little bit of color pencils. I don't know if I said that already. Even a mini scissor and an eraser and, yeah, a ruler and stuff. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to be using. I am probably going to, this is the second set I've got. I'm going to be using these watercolors, I think. Yeah. And just to clarify, this is a cheap art supply challenge, and I'm going to, I don't know, clarify, that sounds stupid. I'm going to try and tell you exactly how much this stuff costs. So, okay, I live in Denmark, and it is about 6.72 Danish crowns, so almost 7 crowns to $1. That is what we're working with here. So, so this set I just showed you, the whole set for the markers and the watercolors and the pencils and crayons and all of it, is about 50 crowns in Denmark. That's what it would cost. And in US dollars, that would be $7.44, I think. At least that's what I got it to. Yeah. I am not a mathematical genius. Anyway, just to give you a feel for what I'm working with. So it's definitely very cheap. It's the cheapest you can get here in Denmark, and I'm very excited to see how these colors are gonna look. So with this awkward introduction, let's just get started.
Okay, so yeah, now you're gonna have to listen to me ramble some more after that weird introduction. Sorry, I was really tired. I'm still really tired. It's been an extremely busy week again. Yeah, not only that, but I have just received another dog. Well, don't worry, she's not gonna stay with me. She's just staying with me for the next 3 weeks because her family's on vacation, and yeah, and she's a year old, well, a little over a year old, and she's another Labrador, and she has a lot of energy. Luckily for me, Keo is probably going to be the one mainly taking care of her. I'm going to let him babysit. So, yeah, but it is going to take a little extra cleaning at home, and it is a little bit more difficult to walk with 3 dogs, especially with 2 of them being very hyper. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. Anyway, things that I failed to mention in my introduction is that, don't worry, even though you haven't seen me sketch, this is all the way through a cheap art supply challenge. The printer paper, the paper I am drawing on is printer paper, that's what I meant to say. So that is the cheapest you can get, and the pencil used to sketch it out is just a regular school pencil, so once again, cheap. And the same thing goes for the pen I used to line this drawing. It was just, you know, a regular black pen, just cheapest of the cheap you can get. So, yeah. And the excuse me, as for the watercolors, well, what to say about them? Huh. Actually, the color quality of them is not that bad. They're actually just as good as my Faber-Castell watercolors. I think they're really crappy watercolors, so they're yeah. Their color, this color is a little bit more vibrant than my Faber-Castell watercolors are. So yeah, um, that's just really, in a way, it's nice that they're that good, but it's also very disappointing when thinking about how expensive Faber-Castell watercolors they must have been. Anyway, um, however, when they dry, they lighten up quite a bit, and the texture, I mean, they're very chalky and they rub off on your hands. You can't use other medias on top of them. You can't draw with a color pencil or something on top because it would just, it'll rub off the paint and it'll, yeah, it's gonna, just look really weird. So, yeah. But I still think for what they were, I mean, for how cheap they were, I think they're pretty decent. I mean, if you spray them over with some hairspray or some fixative, they're gonna stay on the paper, and then you could work on top with something else. So if that's what you've got to work with, I mean, sure, it could actually work pretty well. And as I mentioned in my introduction, you haven't seen me sketch, or I mean, I probably will. I'll try and see if I can make a new setup with my camera somehow, so I can better show you guys when I'm sketching, if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. But usually when I sketch and draw, I'll be kind of on my couch. I mentioned that I have a bad back, and that is not, that is really true. It is, it's kind of really bad, and I can't sit up for very long at a time without my back kind of starting to get stuck, and it hurts a lot. So I only paint the figure on camera here because I couldn't sit like that anymore. It hurt too much, so I had to stop. But I do have a picture of the finished drawing, or painting, I don't know, at the very end of the video, and you'll see I did end up putting a background on there, because, after I've been sitting and painting this, I've decided to watch a little bit of Person of Interest, because that is an awesome show. I know it's done, so I started over. Yeah, it's that good. And I'm not good at sitting still, so I had to move my hands over something, so I took this drawing and I made a background onto it with the same watercolors, and, for the price, I think they're pretty good. Not that bad, and I really like the finished result. It's definitely, I would actually like to redo this drawing at some point, mostly because I think, for once, of course, it's when I use bad art supplies, that's when I decide to choose some really good colors that work really well together and just even make a nice background for it. I mean, come on, that is just not fair. But that's just typical me. When I'm not expecting something to turn out good, that's when I actually do good on it. So yeah, that's just typical. Anyway, this video is about done, and not that much more to say other than that my drawing update will be up at the end of this month. That's pretty soon, and I'm looking forward to it because I have some really exciting stuff to show you guys. And yeah, that's about it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll be seeing you next time. So bye!